Okay. Hello and welcome back, my Royal Rogues. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and I'm still fixing some details here. If you can bear with me just a minute. I'm trying to fix. I had some problems with my mic. You know that you begin updating things here and there, and for some reason things just break. But I'm trying to have your chat here. A couple of things I need to fix that I'm not seeing here. Monitoring my own live, maybe in 30 seconds perhaps I can do this. Frantically, let me highlight your the chat while I work here in the background. See, because I want to see your chat right here so I can highlight your comments. And the only way to do that is to go here and pop out. The kind of things that happen, the speed of light, this is the kind of things that used to make me real nervous. I mean, what are you doing? You're messing everything. But here we are. Let's see. So this is fault. Okay. If I need memes, I get memes. I get audio, right? You're listening. Loud and clear. No, there's not. Just to confirm, audio is sounding good. Everything looks good. Everything looks good, and we should be here watching. Should be able to. Okay, not very good. This is not as good, but it's gonna look good now. So there's things that happen at the last minute. Let me see. And open last second thing. Okay. No, I don't want a new version of Photoshop. There's a big thing that's happening with Adobe products, and I'm gonna talk about that. Maybe you are not into it, but it's not today's topic. Today's topic is gonna be that more of Meghan's lies that have been proven, and not because we have rumors or something. As I was telling you yesterday, this is not about rumors or gossip. This is actual proof that Meghan is so desperate for the actual clout in the media, in the mainstream media, the headlines and everything. Do you know that is the most important thing for Meghan? That she's, willing to just have Gwyneth Paltrow and even Katy Perry and her web of lies. But no, that is not going to happen anytime soon. We also today have images and video of the D-Day commemoration celebrations with Prince William and everything that has been happening. 80 years of of Omaha Beach and the rest of the Normandy attack. So we're gonna be talking about that. But before, remember that June 25, we will be 2 years into this crazy journey of talking about the royals and non-royals. I was watching my first live stream the other day, and yes, it was a hotel room. It was improvised, but something that I just needed to do just to have a space to speak. So live stream, we're gonna keep doing these live streams throughout June. More importantly, I will try that they start on time, not like today. Sorry about that. We are, I don't know, like 10 minutes late, but here we are. And you can help me. The only thing that I wish from you, that I want from you, is to hit the subscribe button. It's really easy. I want to reach that wonderful 200,000 subscribers, 200,000 Royal Rogues before June 25. And I know that we can achieve it. You can achieve it by just hitting the subscribe button. And maybe today we can reach 192,000. I know we can do it. So let's start only with where are you watching from. I'm always reading your comments. I try to keep an eye on your comments and see where you're watching from, because it's lovely that you're watching from all over the world. All right. On time is whenever I start. No, Sina, thank you about that. Sina is one of our mods. Sina is one of the ones though who defends us against the Sausage Squad. But I try to be on time because that is part of being a gentleman. But let's start this. J.E. May, Duchess Marmalade, had very good insight about what happened with the birthday. You know whose birthday we are talking about. Gwyneth Paltrow steps on Meghan's story once again. Katy Perry performed in Cannes, France, Friday night, so she wasn't at a children's party in Montecito on Saturday. No matter how fast your private jet flies, I mean, that could be almost physically impossible. Maybe not impossible, but very, very hard. It would have been Paris travel day. On Sunday, there are pictures of Katy Perry and her daughter on an outing with Gwyneth Paltrow and some of her family to the Botanical Gardens in Santa Barbara. Daily Mail has photos, actual pictures, and those pictures are ironically from back grade. You know, that I found that really funny, that those pictures are from back grade. You remember back grade, right? The speed dial paparazzis, Meghan's speed dials paparazzis of choice. And the Daily Mail has a second article showing Katy Perry and her 3-year-old daughter running errands in Santa Barbara later in the afternoon after the outing with Paltrow. Katy Perry was not available to attend a party on Saturday in Montecito, and on Sunday she spent part of the day with Gwyneth, and they were nowhere near the Sausage Olive Garden, even though Perry was with her 3-year-old daughter all day, and she's the perfect age match for Lily. That makes sense. The lie that Perry attended the sausage party started with Tom Quinn, and wasn't Tom Quinn Voldemort? I know that I'm messing my Harry Potter knowledge, but wasn't Tom Quinn? Was that the character? Was another name, right? It was not Tom Quinn. I'm making that up. I'm not making that up. I'm just remembering it wrong. But it's something like that, the one who had Voldemort on the back of his head. But this Tom Quinn just appeared out of nowhere, and now we have mysteriously these recollections that, Meghan had this fantastic party and birthday party. And you know that People magazine did not give any of those details. Said a close family. Which close family? We don't know which close families he was talking about. People magazine was talking about, or close friends, and they want to make this about close Tom Riddle. So Tom Quinn, Tom Riddle. I'm sorry. Yeah, Tom Riddle. I remember the guy with the thing in his head. Tom Riddle, yes, I remember that. I remember. I love those books, by the way. So I digress. What happens is that the moment that we start to expose the inconsistencies on those recollections and what happens in the media, and I'm telling you again, all I do is to read the headlines and try to make sense of them. Then for some reason, we got 24 or 48 hours later, especially 24 hours later, we begin to see this, fixed recollections or statements that try to make sense of the non-information that outlets like People Magazine or Newsweek or any other outlet that is pandering to the sausages, any of the misinformation that they are trying to push. So the moment that we expose them, it's like they react. It's funny, because they make my job way, way easier. I expose them, they react. I expose them again. We all win because we have unlimited mean material. And in that regard, that's the thing that we have been seeing from a long time ago. All these contacts, all these acquaintances that Meghan suggested that she had, all these connections that live so close to her, which is so baffling because if you have a neighborhood, if you have Montecito, or even if you have Santa Barbara, you can imagine that the people are going to hang out in pretty much the same places. It's like you have a country club or a golf course or something like that. The same people are going to frequent the same spaces. And as the people frequent the same spaces, well, you just share anecdotes and stories and experience. You have a shared experience with them. And it makes sense that if you have a party or an event, you're going to invite them. And if they had an event, they're going to invite you. I understand that many of these personalities like Oprah, Katy Perry, and all of them that live in I think the Rob Lowe lives also in that area, Montecito. They could be really busy filming with concerts and everything. But don't you tell me it's strange that you have these events like the one we saw, the birthday that we saw recently, and Meghan was not invited, and how they are being alienated more and more. And this is their own doing. This is not something that is out of the blue. This is not something because people are being racist or something. This is not that they are being mean or they are, they are rejecting Meghan because she is, rejectable, if you know what I mean. But it's not, it's the actual stories that we see and the actual tracking of these headlines that point that people are just isolating themselves. I think the real word is that they are isolating themselves from Meghan. Like they prefer to not have anything to do with the discount Duchess. And this is not gonna be only in the social sense of the word. This is gonna be also in the business sense of the word. That's why you see it reflected when you see these two words collide, the social and the business. You see it in the influencing. You know that influencing of the let me see something. Sorry, have a double thing here that was distracted me. You have this American Riviera Orchard Jam initiative that it looks like it lost all momentum. I can understand that maybe Meghan was just making a test, right? But the problem is that when you have all these eyes upon you, you have to make sure that the test goes well, that is well planned, that you look for people that know what they're doing, and let them help you. But we already know that the American Riviera Orchard is going to be a second 40 by 40, and even worse, because at least the 40 by 40 was just a 2-minute video, right? With this actress. I even forgot his name as well. It's not like I'm losing my abilities. It's like I couldn't care less about her. If you can remind me the one who wore the cabbage on her head. You remind me in the comments. I'm keeping an eye on your comments. So this is all over the place, and this social and business thing, when she tries, because it is logical, right? If you have acquaintances, you want them, like Nacho and his wife, to promote your jam. You want, like, monetize that. You want to monetize that, but what if you're losing all those social connections? What if people don't want to be related to you anymore? All right, Melissa McCarthy. Yeah, I forgot her name. Melissa McCarthy. She's okay-ish in terms of being funny. Had her times. Dropping the color. I hope that we can make a live stream and Dropping the color. What I've seen in terms of copyright, you know that the BBC is really picky with that thing. I've had some issues when I made these live streams of these events. I don't know where it's gonna be televised. I don't know when was the last time I made a live stream with one of these events. I think the last one was the coronation. But what I noticed is that this is the mechanics when in those events. I made the live stream, and when the live stream ends, it's like you have 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then I got the penalty. Okay, I got the, hey, you're using this stuff and you're not allowed to use this stuff. It's not a copyright strike per se. It's not an actual problem with my channel. But yeah, it's a heads up that I shouldn't be using that content. So what we could do is that day we make the live stream of Dropping the Color. We just get together, we have breakfast, we drink something, I don't know, we share together, we speak, we listen to everything, and as soon as the live stream ends, I will make it private, or I even will delete the live stream, or keep it anywhere else. That might be another idea. Make a reposition of this on anywhere else, just for our records, so I don't have any problem with the BBC. That is an option. That's something that I haven't tried, and that's what I tell you, that I'm constantly trying to make all these experiments with YouTube, with my tech that sometimes fails, like today, to bring you the best entertainment. And I know how you like to watch Dropping the Color. As this family, we have the Royal Rogues. We did 200,000 Royal Rogues, so we're really close to be, and that is in 9 days. Dropping the Color is in 9 days, so I'm sure that we can make a live stream as long as I just make it private, or even delete it, or I will get it recorded on my PC, on my Mac, and maybe repost it somewhere else if you want to watch it with all the rogues and all the commentary, as long as we don't get in trouble with YouTube. That is an idea. That's something that we could do. So we were talking about this, but I want to, before we go and talk about the legends of the day, there are a couple of things that I want to show you. This one, I wanted to make a joke about this, just to make a quick joke about the oracles, because this is amusing, and I sometimes want to make sense of how these headlines work. Meghan Markle apparently in driver's seat of U.S. sausage business. I didn't know that there was a sausage business, but you know that we don't know. We don't want to know how sausages are made, right? While Prince Harry walks dog. And this is the thing that upsets me. You know, this is the thing that is misinformation. Prince Harry walks dog. No, that is simply misleading. Prince Harry is the dog. So that's my question. How can these people get it so wrong so many times, all the time? So that's the kind of things that's how you can trust the Royal Rogue to fix headlines, to read the headlines and fix them for your pleasure and entertainment. And by the way, it has come to my attention that there are channels here on YouTube that are trying to denounce that I spread hate on the discount Duchess. And I would like to know, I would like to know if there's any kind of proof that at some point I have stirred any kind of strong emotion such as that upon the Montecito morons, and any of their two. They got nothing. They got absolutely nothing. And I just fell into a list like 26 YouTubers that do this. And I was really upset. I was really upset and disgusted at the fact that I was number 14. Number 14. How is that possible? You know that downfall movie meme in which the bad guy, he is like, he finds out, when I found out that I was number 14 in the list of channels that have to be denounced, I did the whole taking the glasses dramatically thing. I did the whole thing. How is it possible? I should be number 1. I deserve to be number 1, and I will work harder to upset the sausage squad, not to end on a list as number 1. I'm going to deserve entire videos from beginning to end of hours. I will do it. I will do better. I must do better. But let's not talk about the sausage squad anymore. Let's talk about beautiful things. And in terms of beautiful things, I know that you want to talk about Prince William. We're going to talk about Prince William in a very short minute, but I wanted to, what is this? You know that I've never done this, but I've always wanted to go full Halloween or costume of Austin Powers and all the mannerisms. That is one of my favorite characters of all time. Mike Myers is just a genius playing that, and Dr. Evil as well, and all the rest of the characters, even Fat Bastard, Cat in My Belly. But behave, babe. What is this? Natasha Archer, Senior Private Executive Assistant to the Prince and Princess of Wales. And I said, what? Between Natasha and Beth Hurley, this is going to be a good year. 2024 is going to be a great year. It's going to be I don't know how you call it. In Venezuela, we call it colirio, your eye drops. When you need eye drops for your eyes, to clear them up. Yeah, these are eye drops. These are eye drops for me. That's no complaints. No complaints. But I'm sure her resume. It's just, yeah. I should make the whole downfall meme completely, the dramatic eyeglass removal. I should do it. But no, this is great. Between Harry, watching Meghan and Harry all the time, one can get tired. Oh my God, one gets tired of that all the time. It's just not possible. But this is something that gives us hope for the rest of the year. I hope that she's got very productive and long work with the Prince and Princess of Wales, and we see her more frequently. So let's talk about William. And I wanted to show you this video of Will. We have many videos today. Where am I? Where's my... these videos are about D-Day celebration. And you must know that it's odd if it's very strange if I say that I'm a big nerd of World War II. At some point, I was a big fan. You cannot be a big fan of World War II. I was a big, huge nerd of World War II. I don't know. It was something that just fascinated me for some time, and I just it's like I consumed thousands of pages and photos and videos about that to both to understand the conflict and the recollections of the conflict. And well, the part of the Pacific as well was amazing. I don't know if you watch a movie based on a book that's Flags of Our Fathers. The movie was directed by Clint Eastwood as well. But today we're going to talk about the Battle of Normandy. It's 80 years later of D-Day. And it was literally the shores of hell. And one can only think that we have this gentleman, these heroes here. Some of them don't want to be called heroes. Some of them want to say that the heroes were the ones who died on those beaches. But you can imagine that if that happened 80 years ago, they were teenagers. They were barely teenagers. I tweeted that a couple hours ago, and I got so many recollections of people telling me that so many of them lied about their age. They were 15 years old, and they enrolled because they wanted to go and fight for their country and for freedom and for peace, and was so awesome. It takes, I have to say it, brass balls. That takes actual brass balls to do what this man do. Let's hear this first video of Prince William. I'm gonna play it. This one is very short. Let me see what I have to mute here.
I am deeply honored to join you today to recognize the bravery of all of those like John Haddock who participated in the D-Day landings, the start of the liberation of France and Europe that led to victory of the Allied powers.
We got that video, and I also want to, let me see, add another, this one. I want to this was shared. I hope I don't get in trouble by sharing this video. It's awesome as well. It was shared by the account of Prince and Princess of Wales. It is also the commemoration of the day, but it's from the BBC. I hope I have no issues with this, but here it goes anyway.
Today we remember the bravery of those who crossed the sea to liberate Europe. Those who ensured that Operation Overlord was a success, and those who waited for their safe return.
It is our privilege to hear their testimony, but our role is not purely passive. It is our duty to ensure that we and future generations do not forget their service and their sacrifice in replacing tyranny with freedom.
I tell you, the amount of emotion that we feel with this, with all these stories, is something that really it's something that, yes, it's I don't know, it's I don't know the word for that, but it's watching, for example, this brave man being led in wheelchairs to the same beaches where they fought 80 years ago is something just, I cannot describe this. I know that I want to, this is a channel where we talk about the royal family and stuff, but I simply cannot skip this. You know that we enjoy the gossip and all the stuff, but we simply cannot skip this, because this was history being made. There's a couple things, there's a couple controversial things that I want to say as well. You know, I'm the royal rogue. I always have a big mouth, and I'm going to have a big mouth in a minute. But it's the words, it's the sentiment, is the era in which you have 80 years after, and you see this brave man, and you ask the question, are there any more brave men like this? That is a great question. It's something that in many ways I could feel ashamed of myself, in terms of I am enjoying what these people did. I am enjoying the results of real fight, real blood, sweat, tears. It's like every time I hear that Churchill speech, I get my hair on end. I even sometimes make an impression of Churchill. I am not going to make that impression right now, for respect, obviously. But at some point, I will make I will share with you my impression of Churchill's famous speech. It is something that you cannot describe. It's like when you have this that is beyond your life, beyond yourself, that is bigger than yourself. And in so many ways, we are lucky that most of the world, not every part of the world, but most of the world doesn't have to fight a real war. We still have wars. We still have battles. We still have struggles. But most of the Western world is pretty much, let's say, at peace. But I have words about that as well. Before I mention some words about that, I wanted to share with you this video of Prince William. And I was analyzing him from a body language perspective. And you know that there's something that very tall people usually do. It's not William's case. I don't know I don't have this in loop. I will be clicking this over and over to watch it. Is that very tall people could look clumsy when they walk. Okay, that is having longer limbs. It's going to be a bit difficult to have that gravitas. But Prince William's gait, on point. It's like he has this confidence. I can say that the fixing of the jacket button is something that could be, I will give him a pass on that one. But the gait, the poise, and the weight, the gravitas, how he works is on point with that. So you know that I have a big mouth. I also have a big mouth, and I sometimes say things that I shouldn't, but I say them anyway. And one thing that I can say is that, this picture is just flawless. This is the kind of things that many of you were commenting on X, which this is the kind of things. This is the level. This is not fame. This is not actually power. This is something else. This is Prince William with AAA leaders of the world. Okay, this is a level. We can't even talk about clout here. I don't know how to tell it, but it's the significance of the moment. And yes, he is with the perhaps three of the most powerful leaders of the world. That is undeniable. Having said that, the royal rogue cannot avoid say this. It's amazing that Prince William is sharing the stage. We could say sharing the stage, right? I would say that he's at the same level. I think that he's at the same level. Maybe he's not the leader of a country, but he know how things work. My problem is, I have to say this, that it's ironic. It's ironic that we have this brave man that offered her lives, that saw their comrades fall in gruesome ways, that survived and fought and everything. And 80 years later, and all this to free the Western world, and 80 years later, on this day, they are being honored. I'm going to explain why I'm quote unquote, by world leaders that are basically turning the Western world into a clusterfuck. There's no way around that. I know that I shouldn't be too political in here, but it's an irony that resonates, that rubs me the wrong way. And it's so strong that I just cannot let it pass. Great, amazing pictures, but I have every single way to complain, even if I have nothing to do with any of these four gentlemen. I have nothing to do with these four gentlemen, but there's something called track record. There's something called, that is not simply misinformation. You know what we are talking about. And no, I'm not going, this is not Alex Jones stuff. This is something that has to be said. But the good thing is that we know that I think Prince William is also wary of this and knows how to tread is the name, is the word, to trade this kind of relationships. I'm sure Her late Majesty, Queen Elizabeth, taught him well. And I'm sure that she knew that, as Bob Dylan said a long time ago, the times, they are a-changing. So I'm sure he will know how to navigate these murky waters. I certainly hope so. And there's the two things that I wanted to show you. Thanks to the British Prince for sharing this. The Princess of Wales, paternal grandfather Peter Middleton, served as a Royal Air Force fighter pilot during the Second World War. And also Princess Catherine's grandmother Valerie served in World War II as a codebreaker at Bletchley Park and was friends with Alan Turing. Again, I'm a big nerd of all that, and great to know that Catherine's family is part of, well, that history. That I think we should review this kind of events more and more. Not only because, well, they were Catherine's family. We're mentioning it because of the day, but I think the event itself, we should be talking about it more. I'm going to play one tiny part because I know that this will be triggered in terms of copyright, of Tom Jones singing the musical interlude during the Franco-British ceremony in There's a mare. I'm going to play it. I'm going to shut up and play just maybe 30 seconds. Or maybe jump from... Oh yeah, I remember this. The late Queen was a mechanic. I remember those pictures of her fixing and driving those Jeeps. She looks so awesome.
If you call, and I'll stand beside you as long as I can. I will hold back the evening of your sun, but I won't crumble with you if you fall. I will shadow the heat of your day, and I'll drink from the sweat of your brow. I will walk to the tune of your song, but I won't crumble with you if you fall.
Well, absolutely. The emotions are over the top. This is something that is just you cannot describe. You cannot describe the images, the memories, the everything that represents this. And yes, I'm at a loss of words. I've tried my best of being eloquent and trying to be in these topics as this is a steady flow of mine, but the emotions are so strong because I remember all the sacrifices that this men and women went through in this in those dark times. It's incredible. I was talking earlier to a friend of the grit. I think that is one of my favorite words of English. I love that word. Grit. It's so short and to the point, meaningful. It's wonderful to pronounce. Grit. Grit. Like actual, true grit in which you just go and do what is right. And something that I tell you that I feel ashamed of myself because I remember the brave stories of this man under those Nazi machine guns, like just sweeping the beaches from side to side with the mortar shells and everything and all the chaos. And I say, what am I doing? What is my contribution? What do I have to fear in my very cozy studio, in my cozy city, country, with my, I don't know, internet, hot water, everything, with how comfortable is the present day. And I think that is one of the things that has softened man. And I talk for myself as well. Like it's something, sadly, we could say natural, that how comfortable the world has become has weakened us, and that's why we have to strive to make things harder and do hard and great things. And of course, I'm talking about men and women as well. But it's that you can imagine that I'm connected as a man to the duty that these young lads were bringing with everything that they had, everything that had at stake. There was no turning back, and they did it for all the Western world. So all the glory to them, and all the accolades and all the memories and everything. This is just beyond anything. I want to highlight some of your comments. Imagine a world governed by Hitler, Stalin, and Hirohito. That war could have begun that day despite all the sacrifice of these heroes. Freedom is never free. Who said freedom is a tree that it has to be regado? La libertad es un árbol que tiene que ser regado con la sangre de los patriotas. I don't remember in English. I don't. Was Thomas Jefferson? I don't remember who said that. Was an awesome. If you can remind me that one, I will be great. My grandfather landed on Omaha Beach 6 weeks after D-Day. The fighting was still so bad that many men, including his best friend, died on the beach even then. Our Uncle Jim survived the beaches of Normandy. He wasn't big on talking about it. If anyone mentioned it, he acknowledged it, got a little teary, and changed the subject. And that is something that happens a lot with survivors of tragedies. You have that huge survivor guilt. That is an actual thing. It's not only the trauma of the moment, but knowing that you survived, to say that, am I worthy of having survived that? And of course, if there had been no survivors, then they would have lost those beaches, and that would have been catastrophic. So there must have been survivors, but this man who survived, I'm sure it's not easy to talk about the subject, because they will also feel guilty. They feel guilt of, why did I survive? Why my comrades, my fellow soldiers, I don't know how they call themselves back then, fell on those beaches, fell on those on all those battles, and I survived. What is the difference? What makes me better than them? And that is very, very hard to dislodge for someone's spirit, or even if it makes sense that people needed to survive to make that a fact, to make freedom a fact. They were real men. Yeah, we are in dire need of real men. I mean, I think I have more content for today. I would like to add some levity. I don't know if I can have if I want to add some levity. It's a bit hard, when we started talking about the articles, something that makes sense. That's the thing that I telling you. That is why this live streams are so dynamic. One never know can happen. But again, see, this is a topic that I didn't expect to spend so much time on. It is not going to be enough time ever. We should be talking about this for hours. I know that you come here for some levity, for entertainment, for gossip, and I'm really proud and happy of bringing that to you. But at the same time, you know that I like to reflect upon some topics, and some topics are harder than others. And this is a hard topic as well. What has happened to our generations? What has happened to that bravery? Because bravery can be in many ways. It's like I was joking a while ago. We have 5 minutes. We have like 5 minutes in this live stream. I was joking on my body language guy Twitter account that nowadays we are worried of hitting send in a post that will upset a couple people on the internet. That is nothing. That is nothing. And the reflection that I want to share with you is that we usually take many things for granted. We sometimes take freedom for granted. We sometimes take life for granted. We sometimes complain a lot. That is something that I have trained myself over the years to say never complain. Even before knowing about the never complain, never explain. Because complaining, you can vent your emotions, of course. There's no problem with that. But complaining is forgetting for a moment all that you can be grateful for. In fact, the fact that you are complaining means that you're alive and breathing. You cannot complain if you're dead. All right, that's something that we need to say things like they are. It's undeniable logic. To complain, you have to be alive. So that is one thing. Of course, life can be harsh at times, and life can be harsher for some people more than others, and life could look like it's unfair at times, and for some people more fair than for others. But I think that struggle, someone mentioned that on Twitter, that struggle is always needed. That struggle maybe it's not the level of Omaha Beach, but that struggle is what helps us realize what we can be grateful for and what we can achieve. It's not easy. I have been in very dark places, in very dark states of mind. Maybe at some point I will share more of that with you. Maybe this is not the right place or the right time. I will share more of my story with you. But what got me out of that was literally putting one foot in front of the other. It can be hard. It can be hard because you wonder over and over again, why me? What have I done to deserve this? Why is this so hard? Why do I feel so powerless? There's so many questions that have no answer. And you sometimes pray. And you know that God is speaking to you, but still the answer is so cryptic that it's hard to understand. As usual, you know that I begin to talking about these topics. This is the kind of topics that trigger these musings. But I can tell you that there's always a way. And sometimes I'm going to give you this as an example, because this is one of the most powerful sentences that any human can realize. Sometimes the path is through. Sometimes you cannot go around it. Sometimes you cannot ignore it. Sometimes you cannot jump it. Sometimes you cannot just sit without doing anything. Sometimes the path is through. And that's why that word, grit, is so important. Is so critical, because that's one of the things that we need. Being grateful, pray to God, and have grit. I don't like when I see some guru saying that in 99.99% of the times you will succeed. And there comes the obvious question that I asked myself just a handful years ago. And what if I'm part of the 0.01%? What if I'm part of the 0.01%? And I realized the only one that can put me on that percent is me. Because you have the right to choose. You have the ability to choose. Okay? And the right to choose is also something that we should be grateful for. I'm going to end this in a bit of philosophical way. But there's something that no matter what happens to us, our thoughts, what is inside of our minds, we are in complete command of that. Yes, we can be influenced by external forces. Yes, we can be manipulated. Yes, we can have bias that have been developed through trauma or bad experiences. But ultimately, we have what is inside our minds is in our power. And a bit of a metaphysical part of this is that, as I told you, I think it was yesterday, how I use my subconscious mind to help me out of trouble, to solve problems. There's something that I cannot stress enough. And this is that the human voice is one of the greatest, if not, it is the greatest tool. It is the most powerful tool that we have. The human voice. Of course, I know that you're gonna ask me immediately, because I was born in September. I will ask that question. And what about mute people? They can speak with the voice in the mind, okay? But it is obviously, I'm talking about the voice that we have. Like, I'm talking to you. Say things out loud. Express your sorrow out loud, even if no one is listening to you, even if you don't want anyone listening to you. Express that. Say it. Say it out loud. Get it out of your system. I used to tell people to write down what was going on with their lives. Writing with your hands, it is helpful. But over the years, I realized that much powerful. Say it out loud. Express your sorrow. Express your grief. If there is someone that you couldn't, you didn't have the opportunity to apologize about something, or you missed the opportunity to tell something that you absolutely needed to tell them, and they're no longer here, or if you feel that life is not being fair, say it out loud. Allow you a quiet place, or some place that you can just say it out loud. It doesn't have to be to another person. Nobody has to find out about it. Nobody needs to listen to you. But you have to say it. It's not necessary to scream it. If you want to scream, okay, that's okay. But you have to say it. I cannot tell you how powerful is this. Expressing with your voice what is going through your heart. It's that simple. Conversely, when you have gotten that out of your system, we also need to know what we want inside our system and our life. Say it out loud. You will notice, this is perfectly normal. You will notice that you feel stupid. I felt stupid doing that. You will say it, like your voice will break a bit, like you're gonna have doubts about this. Does this gonna work? I feel stupid doing this. That is perfectly normal. It will still work. You have to get things out of your system and declare, make a statement, convince that you deserve what you want. And of course, the magic word, grit. Because I could repeat 10,000 times that I can be I want to be an amazing cello player. Okay? And the darn instruments is so difficult to play that, well, it's something that has taken time, but I could repeat that 10,000 times, and by repeating, even if the human voice is so powerful, it is not gonna happen. I want to do it. I would say it, but I need the grit and the time and the dedication, because if you don't put in the time and the dedication, you don't really want it. So, again, I'm a bit philosophical, a bit metaphysical, a bit all over the place. But some of you really love my musings, and I'm honored that I'm allowed to say this. And there's still 3,000 Royal Rogues watching now, watching something that has nothing to do with gossip or nothing to do with D-Day. But it's important. When I was in that dark place, I needed every single signal, every single clue, every single little, cheat code, a sign from the universe. And sometimes it was a sentence, and sometimes it was just a passage in a book, and sometimes it was a video. And I don't know if any of the things that I say could do the same for you, or any of you. And again, sometimes it's like, I have your attention now. I have your. It's like that Eminem song, like that. May I have your attention now? So, in my opinion, is something that we need to realize. We have to be grateful. We have to express what we feel. We have to get that out of our system. Writing in a journal. That's okay. Say it. Say it today. Say it tomorrow. Say the next day. But say it. And make a declaration. And of course, what you want, put in the work. And I can say, I think I had the Tony Robbins book around that. But the easiest thing to get what you want, I'm going to resume like that 600-page book in 1 minute. It's like a short. You have to be very clear about what you want. Crystal clear about what you want. Most people in this world are all over the place, are lost because they simply do not know what they truly want. And when you ask them, they answer in terms of maybe what other people want or what other people have, and they think that that is what they want, or they think that is going to make them happy. And sadly, they are wrong, and they haven't realized that they are wrong. That is one of the worst states that you can be in. I have been in that state, not knowing what I wanted and picking the wrong thing to want. Terrible. But once you know what you want, again, I learned this from Tony Robbins. You have to describe exactly how would you know that you achieve it. Okay, I want to be a great cello player. All right. How would I know that I will? Well, when I can play Audio Slave covers or Tool covers. I've been practicing a Tool cover that just doesn't go right. Make a 1 hour concert of metal covers. That's when I will know that I made it as a cello player. But you have to know it. You have to describe how would you know? How would you confirm? How would it feel? How would it look? How it would sound? And then, once you know it, you begin to figure out the steps backwards to this state, which is absolutely it's like novice. It's like amateur. It's like I was an amateur cello player right now, and I wanted to be in a concert, okay, playing metal covers. That's something that I really want to do. What are the steps that I have to go through? Okay, that's how. If someone tells you you need to learn this classical technique, okay, but how much classical is that? Because what I want to do is to look and sound cool. Maybe I don't want to have that good of a technique. I want to play the darn thing. Okay, I want to go straight to what I want, and the only way that you can achieve that is through and knowing what you want and having the grit. Today has been more philosophical than usual, but I love sharing this with you because it's something that I really needed. I really needed years ago. I needed someone to remind me that it is possible. What is in your case that is possible? I don't know. And I don't need to know. Nobody needs to know. Only you know what is it that you truly want, or you have the idea of what you truly want. You don't have to tell anybody, but you have to be clear and honest with yourself. And that's how we get to what we want. That's one of the reasons why I managed to make this kind of live streams. I said I want to make the highest quality live streams possible. How would they look? Well, the professional lighting, professional audio, impeccable transition between slides and everything. And I worked hard for that. And I had in mind more or less this, how it would look. Even if I missed that light. Oh my God. I missed this light today. Oh, I miss this light. This light was necessary. You know, things that happen. This light was necessary. The light that separates my head from the background. You know, technical details. Things that one fixes on the fly. But that is it. that is something totally off topic, and you know that so many of my live streams, the last 20 minutes, are these wonderful conversations with you. Let me see your super chats. I want to read your super chats. What is this? I don't understand this one. My English is bad. What have this to do ever done? Only headlines. I don't know, Elsa, but thank you. Thank you for your super chat. Ruperto, cluster is right. Jesus, ¿te interesaría un Broadcaster Pro 2? No, I have like a trusty. I have this. I don't know if you mean this. I have this little buttons here that let me switch between things. I don't know if you mean one of those things, Ruperto. It's the mic, but I have all the tech that I need at this point. I just need to learn to use it with more flow. Minxie, God bless all those that served and sacrificed to save our world. Amen. Amen, Minxie. Marion the Chower, thank you for your super sticker. Hippo character with stars growing in his eyes, pumping his arms in the air with the word hype. Hype, yeah. Thank you. And thank you, Heather whatever, for your super chat. Thank you. My pleasure. It's always my pleasure to make these live streams for you. Project 17 super chat, a heart. Thank you. Thank you, Project 17, for that. Minxie, thank you, Minxie, again. You're a great help and inspiration, Jesus. I try to do my best, and this is gonna be for the long run. I will be doing this for a long time, believe me, because I enjoy this like you have no idea. Fantastic Ether. Jesus, you are my favorite. You're a wonderful soul. Thank you for blessing us with your talent and wit. Always inspiring. I just share my experience. I just share my thoughts. How do I connect dots? I understand that I sometimes can have takes that upset some people. Maybe you think differently. You have all the right to do so. I can be a bit acid on Twitter, right? That's something that I just do, especially on my body language account. But sometimes I just needed to I'm justifying myself, but I just need to speak my mind. Okay? Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. You are free to speak your own mind, as long as it has to do with the topic that I'm talking, of course. But that is the idea. We should be able to speak our own minds as long as we don't offend other people. Dinese 1972 super sticker, pure character with lovely dovey eyes, blowing red hearts in the air. There goes the lovely dovey eyes. Thank you, Dinese. And Shelby Apples, kind hearts are more than coronets. Thank you, Shelby Apples. This is a nice name, Shelby Apples. Reminds me of Fiona Apple. What happened to Fiona Apple? I love her music, by the way. Marta, thank you, Marta. Thank you for lifting us up. It is always my pleasure. Again, we need to laugh. We need inspiration. We need something to fight for, and we need. And some of you are watching this at the end of the day, and sometimes the emotions that overwhelm us at the end of the day might not be the most positive. We feel sometimes that we still feel weary. We feel sometimes devastated. We need to smile more. We need hope. And we have that hope. You have that hope, my rogues. I trust you. Trust in you. Lizzie, gracias por tus lindas palabras. My pleasure, Lizzie. Always be there with my words. And super chat from Elizabeth Westaway, but no message. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you for your super chat. I hope I didn't skip anybody. No, everybody's right here. Thank you. Has been amazing, an amazing live stream. As I'm telling you, I will be making more of this, not more of these live streams. June is going to be live streams. We're going to do a live stream for Trooping the Color. I just have to remember where do they, if they air it through YouTube, it's easier because I just have to share a YouTube window in here. If it's through the BBC, it's a bit more complicated. Have to do my tech magic in here. But anyway, I will be doing the live stream with that condition that I ends the live stream and it's going to be private and even deleted. So I don't want any copyright issues with the BBC. And what else? Yes, we have that challenge, which is getting to 200,000 rogues. Not going to ask you anything besides liking this video and every other video and hitting the subscribe button. And remember, if you want to know when these live streams are up, hit the tiny bell icon and you will get notified. YouTube is sometimes wacky with that, but make sure you tell YouTube that you want to be notified of my videos and lives, hitting the tiny bell besides the subscribe button. I saw another super chat entering. Oh, so on point. So on point. Thank you, the Royal Pop Oracle. Great tie color and the background as well. Green. Green is associated with Archangel Raphael for healing. Agreed. You're on point. Healing love to all royals and rogues. Much love and bliss. That's it. That's it. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Lizzie, for reminding me of her super chat. So, my Royal Rogues, my name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Royal Rogue, and until we meet on another video or another live, remember the most important words: much love and bliss. Take care, because I love every single one of you. Bye-bye.